Well, we're going to do a little something different right now because this is really super fast breaking news, and Zero Sum Game 33 has just broken this additional information about Lathrop and about Megapacks, and it's so important that I just wanted to get it to you immediately. And also, Zero Sum Game is not ready to do video yet. He says he might eventually come on the show and we could have a conversation, but he gave me full permission to go ahead and share this thread. If you want to see the thread for yourself, just go on to Twitter and go to Zero Sum Game 33, and you can just go ahead and check out the thread on your own time. I'm going to do my best to explain it as best as I understand it. So let's go down. What he's talking about in this particular thread is the competition. Is there competition for the Megapacks? I've assumed all along that there is certainly competition for industrial size or utility size batteries, but of the kind that we're talking about here, apparently Zero Sum Game has determined that there really is only the one competitor that is a subscale pure play, and their name is Fluence. It's a public company, and their grid stack product competes directly with the Tesla Megapack. They're leading the way in energy. Whoops, just a second here. Oh, see, I've messed up already because this goes backwards. Okay. There's basically those two and no others. Nobody else is even close to building something like this. He goes on to say that the necessary scale to capitalize on the growth in renewable energy over the next several years as the industry grows from 0.6 gigawatt hours in new capacity per year to 16 gigawatts new capacity per year in 22 and growing to 72 gigawatt installed base by 2030 they're the only two that are currently even close to moving in that kind of scale. Tesla added 40 gigawatt hours at Lathrop. We've been talking about that on a couple of other videos that I just posted. Puts them light years ahead of industry capacity growth. We can observe FLNC's growth for capacity growth to rationalize the significance of Tesla's 40 gigawatt hours of new capacity at Lathrop. As of third quarter 22, FLNC has deployed 2.1 gigawatts of capacity. So this is the a little visual of this. Okay, this is what we've been talking about, the 25 per day at Lathrop, 16,250 units at 3.91 megawatts per unit, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, hopefully that's clear. So he goes on to say the same level. So all they were doing was Nevada before Lathrop. Now they expect to have 6 gigawatts of capacity by 2025 compared to Tesla's 40 gigawatt at Lathrop next year. So 7 times the capacity than the number 2 player. But unlike Tesla, given energy storage is not Tesla's main line of business, FLNC provides details on their backlog and their pipeline. So they have 700 million of revenue per gigawatt hour sitting in backlog. This compares to my estimate for Tesla of $500 million based on a 650-day wait time per the Tesla configurator at current 25 units produced per day, yielding 16K Megapack backlog at 2 million ASP. The unknown and most important variable is Tesla's Megapack backlog units. And this method, of comparing, sorry, I'm new at this. And this method of comparing their revenue per gigawatt hour corroborates my prior beliefs that Tesla is sitting with 63 gigawatt hours in backlog, or 150% of the annualized capacity at Lathrop. So about a year and a half's worth. Whoops. Here we go. So FLNC is projecting 30% growth pre-IRA demand over a multi-year period. According to them, the IRA renewable tax credits have increased the U.S. TAM by $35 billion per 100 gigawatt hours of incremental energy demand. Considering Tesla's dominance in U.S. energy storage and the new 40 gigawatt hour capacity at Lathrop, I expect Tesla will be at full capacity at Lathrop by this year end, 2022, on its share of incremental IRA. This is the Inflation Reduction Act demand. Okay, so this is the high degree of confidence, the multi-year 30% revenue growth. This is what the competitor is saying, what they're going to do. Now, they may increase this or try to move faster, but this is what they're saying today. All right, let's see here. If Tesla maintains its 40% capacity share, on the same basis as Lathrop, of the incremental 100 gigawatts that is coming online next year, equivalent to $14 billion in incremental revenue that will flow directly to Tesla, which is the equivalent to 20% of Tesla's current Megapack backlog. As a reminder of how misinformed Wall Street is, the 2026 estimate for Tesla Energy is $12 billion in revenue. 2026 is $12 billion in revenue. But they can achieve that alone with its share of IRA demand next year. Like Tesla, FLNC sources their battery packs from CATL. It's critical to point out that their growth expectations for next year from 30% pre-IRA to 40 to 50% with IRA demand, despite fears of battery supply bottlenecks, FLNC's confidence in next year's growth should alleviate our concerns about the potential shortage of batteries. Today, 2.1 gigawatt deployed, they have negative gross margins selling energy storage, but just like Tesla Energy, given identical levels of scale, pre-Lathrop, their guidance is mid-teens gross margin at only 70 gigawatts of capacity by 2030. So FLNC expects that for every 1 gigawatt of added capacity, they will see about 1% gross margin improvement. Tesla is going from 2.1 gigawatts deployed in third quarter of this year to 40 gigawatt hours of capacity next year. Using their margin per unit of capacity scale, Tesla's energy gross margins should ramp to 38% next year. And that 38% gross margin on $32 billion in Megapack backlog revenue is $12 billion in gross profit. This is very similar to the numbers that he came up with by trying to take a look at exactly what is the amount of materials needed, the labor needed, and all of the other components, the shipping. He did this. We did this elaborate analysis yesterday. He did a more elaborate analysis on his Twitter feed, so you can go and check that out. FLNC's operating expenses are 12%, applying a slightly lower rate to Tesla, given its scale, would yield pre-tax earnings of close to $11 billion next year, or $9.5 billion after the 15% tax. I was suggesting that the number could be a little lower than that. We might be looking at 8.5 billion, but either way, it's not being considered by Wall Street, by Gary Black, by Ross, by any of the folks that you might be following and paying attention to. So this is equivalent to $3 per share in backlog earnings, given the industry is expected to grow capacity at a 30% CAGR through 2030 at 1 times the PE per gigawatt. This is equivalent to a 31 times PE. Tesla's Megapack backlog alone is conservatively worth $93 a share, or about 70% of the current market price. Again, on a previous video, I said I thought it would be around $100 a share. It depends on the multiple. It depends on the profit that you're expecting. So many things. But this amount of profit of $93 per share, or $100 per share of value just in Lathrop, should mean that the Tesla stock is coiled to just go nuts. We've also talked about this before. He's talked about it in other of his threads. And this is something that should be able to be cookie cut. This was done, this almost full scale. If we're right about it being full scale by the end of the year, this would be from the first shovel of dirt to full scale in 14 months. Probably the next one could be done more quickly. That just depends on local regulations and whatnot. So that's the story for today. If you like this content, please let me know. Like it. Go ahead and subscribe. And then be sure to go over and start following Zero Sum Game 33 if you want to be able to see his stuff as quickly as it breaks. Please let Gary Black know he needs to pay attention to Zero Sum Game 33. All right, that's it for now.